Hello, my name is Evgeny and welcome to my channel. Today I want to share how I use GitHub Copilot to enhance my programming abilities and significantly increase the coding speed, while maintaining the same level of quality in my codebase. First, let's try to understand what GitHub Copilot is. GitHub Copilot is an AI-powered code assistant that helps you write code faster and with fewer errors. It understands your context, analyzes your code, and provides intelligent suggestions based on its massive training data from millions of code repositories. When GitHub Copilot was in early access, I had the luck to be one of the few people to try it out, and I wrote an article on LogRocket where I built a small software just by using GitHub Copilot. It has been almost 2 years since then. The language models got so much better, and I see a lot of people using it in their daily job. GitHub Copilot can help you save time, reduce errors, and allow you to focus on the more critical aspects of your project. So here we go. These are a list of useful tips and tricks about GitHub Copilot. First tip. We'll start with the most obvious use case first and gradually move to ones that are not that obvious. Copilot is an autocomplete on steroids. It provides autocomplete for pieces of code that your IDE couldn't help you with. Though it's not a replacement for a good IDE, I find myself often hitting escape to remove Copilot's autocomplete for the sake of IDE's autocomplete. IDE always knows about the context and provides the autocomplete for methods that actually exist, while Copilot provides autocomplete for the method that it thinks might be there. Copilot does this by analyzing your code and generating suggestions based on the patterns and common practices it has learned from its training data. Next tip. Convert comments to code. You can write comments explaining what you want, and Copilot will, knowing the context, provide better autocompletes. This can help you clarify your intentions and give Copilot a better understanding of the code you want to generate. Also, you can provide Copilot with any context through comments or through the clipboard. For example, if you're writing a program to deserialize a JSON file, you can copy the whole JSON file to your clipboard, or better, just put it in the comment above the code you're writing, and GitHub Copilot will provide autocomplete based on this JSON file. This can be a real-time saver and help you avoid tedious copy-pasting or manual reformatting of your data. Next tip. If you're writing a lot of repetitive code, GitHub Copilot is the best tool for you. It learns the patterns of your code and will generate more and more correct autocompletes. Deserialization is one example of this. Other examples include generating CRUD operations for a specific data model or creating multiple similar components in a UI framework. Next tip. Copilot is a good tool to use to generate those boring tests for you. Just be careful and validate everything that it writes, and this tip applies to everything that Copilot produces, not only tests. Anyway, you can write your functions or paste it in the comments and ask Copilot to generate some tests for you. Or just simply start writing them yourself and it will autocomplete. This can help you maintain high code coverage and ensure the quality of your code. Next tip. Use GitHub Copilot as a learning tool. At first I was very skeptical that new developers should use Copilot because they might get used to its autocomplete and get lazy. But then I used it to develop some Golang applications, and boy, I was wrong. It helped me so much with learning Go. I didn't waste a lot of time googling basic functionalities, and while it was constantly autocompleting, it stuck in my head and I learned faster. Though I still suggest turning it off from time to time just to validate your knowledge if you are still learning. This way you can strike a balance between efficiency and truly understanding the language you are working with. Next tip. Convert from one programming language to another. For this, we again need to use the comments to provide the context. So we paste the piece of code that we want to translate to another language and it will do it for us. This one is such a time saver. For example, if you have a Python script and you want to convert it to JavaScript, Copilot can help you to make that translation smoothly. Next tip. You can use GitHub Copilot to refactor your code. By providing comments with your desired refactoring goals, Copilot can suggest alternative code structures or optimization that can make your code more efficient, readable, and maintainable. Next tip. GitHub Copilot can suggest multiple ways to achieve the same thing. This can help you explore different approaches and choose the ones that best fits your needs or preferences. You can cycle through suggestions using keyboard shortcuts and pick the most suitable one for your project. Bonus tip: use Copilot to generate code snippets and examples. If you are working on documentation or tutorial, Copilot can help you generate code examples for various scenarios, making your content more informative and useful for your audience. In conclusion, we've covered numerous tips and tricks to make the most out of your GitHub Copilot. From leveraging it as a learning tool to translating code between programming languages, I encourage you to try GitHub Copilot for yourself and explore even more possibilities. Just remember to review the generated code before pushing it to production and ensure it meets your standards. Feel free to share your tips and experience in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and found these tips helpful in your coding journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.